Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to see how can we achieve rich hover information using JsDoc. Let's have a sample file. So this is our setup. We have two functions and one math function. When I hover over it, actually this information is actually something that the VS Code is doing. It is running TypeScript underneath, but you can see I don't have anything. I don't have even a node npm package initiated or anything. It's just a plain JavaScript project file, but it still gives some hover information about the function. So in this video, we are going to see how to get a rich hover information. So that will be very helpful when people start using util functions or very usable functions. So as I said, we don't have an npm package initiated too. There is no package.json here, but still the JsDoc works out of the box here. So in order to create that, we have to use this syntax, a forward slash plus two asterisks, and we are ready here. So by default, it gives it has some. This is a tag. We can have param tag. We can have returns tag. So let's see. So right now we have two params. Maybe we can give A and B. You can have some comments also. First argument. You can actually give number. Okay, sorry. This is the type of the argument. This is second. This is the comment. Second argument and returns number. Addition of A and B of numbers. So this is, we have a small comment above the function, and now when we hover we get this information. Param A, first argument, second argument, which it returns the addition of two numbers. And also the JsDoc supports Markdown. For example, this is the H1. Let's start with a small title, addition. Now we get this whole big bold text here. And also if we want to make something italics, this is the argument for that. This is the syntax in the Markdown. When you want to make something bold, that is you have to put two underscores, or two asterisks will also work. Now you see the first is italicized and second is bold, and it pretty much accepts a lot of Markdown syntaxes. The pretty common ones are the headings. Each pound symbol is the heading. 4 pound symbols equals H4, which is much more smaller now. Let's have H3. And also it supports a lot of tags. This template, for example, we can throw if the arguments are not numbers. So you can have other tags like this also. You can refer the Markdown syntax and you can pretty much use anything. For example, one more thing I want to show is the bullet boxes. Bullet 1, bullet 2. So this gives a rich hover information. And also, okay, let's just copy paste this for the subtraction too. And now when I try to use this function, it shows. This is a nice experience for the consumers of these functions. In a very traditional way, if a developer has some doubt when he or she wants to use a function written by some other developer, they will walk to their place and they will ask some clarifications. Now, having this will be very helpful. As you can see, in order to use this, I'm not even using any package or anything. It just works out of the box in VS Code. This is actually JsDoc, but when we want to export this into a documentation, we have to install JsDoc. And before that, I need to initiate an npm package, and I can install a dev dependency called JsDoc. And I can have a script here, docgen JsDoc followed by the file name npm run docgen. So that created this out directory where we can run these index files. I'm going to use the live server. So this is our documentation page. We can see the add and subtraction. And one thing I note here is the markdown is not working properly, but the tags work fine. Returns, throws, parameters, etc. But I have never actually exported a documentation like this, but I use the markdown here. So that communicates well. This addition grabs attention of the developer as he types. And also one more thing is that as we have given the parameters here, when I start typing it first gives the first argument. It asks for it. When I enter it, it then asks for the second argument. So that kind of support we get from this JsDoc, and we also saw how to export it into a document, which I haven't done actually, but it's still very good, right? And here I have just hard coded it. And if we have a lot of, obviously in our project, when we have a lot of files, lot of folders, and if you want to create this for documentation in a recursive manner, you can have a config file like this. Now let's change this to point the config file .conf.json. So it still works now. Let's delete it and let's try it once again. So that's good. In my experience, I have used this JsDoc syntax, the command syntax, for in reusable React components. Basically, the React component relies upon the various modifiers. The consumer of the reusable component can pass different props to achieve different things. So I use this to communicate with the consumer of my reusable components. So that's all. I think the takeaway is whenever you have something, let's also have a document here, /2 enter, and you can just even have one heading, does the math. Huge. Okay, so that's a small tip to have a nice rich hover information, especially in a very huge project. People need not come and open the function and try to make sense of that. They can even, this function can lie in some other folder inside the project, and just trying to access it, they can see what the function is doing, which is very useful. That's all for this session. Let's meet you in the next video.